Fear is one of the most powerful forces in trading. Not lack of knowledge, not lack of strategy, fear. Many traders spend years searching for better indicators, better entries, better systems, while the real problem remains untouched. Fear quietly interferes with decision-making. It distorts perception. It overrides logic. And most importantly, fear does not announce itself. It feels like caution. It feels like intelligence. It feels like being careful. But in reality, fear slowly destroys otherwise good trades. This video explores how fear enters trading decisions, how it changes behavior, and why even traders with solid strategies struggle when fear is not controlled. Fear is not a weakness. Fear is natural. The brain is designed to protect survival, not profits. When money is at risk, the brain reacts the same way it would react to physical danger. Heart rate increases, attention narrows, stress hormones rise. This reaction is not a flaw, it is biology. The problem is not fear itself. The problem is unmanaged fear. Professional traders do not eliminate fear. They structure their trading so fear has no authority over decisions. Amateur traders do the opposite. They allow fear to decide when to enter, when to exit, and when to stop following rules. Fear changes perception. Fear does not simply create emotion, it alters perception. A normal pullback starts to look like a reversal. A healthy consolidation feels like danger. A planned stop-loss feels unbearable. The chart has not changed, only perception has. Fear narrows focus. Instead of seeing the entire setup, the trader sees only the potential loss. At this point, logic is replaced by urgency, and urgency is where mistakes begin. Early exits, the first damage. One of the most common ways fear destroys good trades is through early exits. The trade is valid, the setup is correct, risk is defined. But the moment price moves slightly against the position, fear speaks. What if this keeps going? What if this turns into a big loss? What if this time is different? The trader exits early, not because the setup failed, but because fear demanded relief. What follows is almost always the same outcome. The trade moves in the original direction. This creates frustration, regret, and self-doubt. Over time, confidence erodes, not because the strategy is bad, but because fear interrupts execution. Fear creates inconsistency. Fear is inconsistent by nature. One day it exits early. Another day it avoids a trade entirely. Another day it reduces position size randomly. As a result, results become unpredictable. The trader no longer knows whether losses come from the strategy or from emotional interference. This confusion is dangerous. Without consistent execution, performance cannot be evaluated. And without evaluation, improvement is impossible. Fear keeps the trader stuck in uncertainty. Fear of losing money versus fear of being wrong. There are two types of fear in trading: fear of losing money and fear of being wrong. The fear of losing money causes hesitation and early exits. The fear of being wrong causes stubbornness. The trader refuses to accept a loss because accepting it feels like admitting failure. This leads to holding losing trades too long, ignoring stop losses, hoping instead of managing. Fear switches roles from protection to sabotage. Fear disrupts risk management. Risk management is designed to reduce fear, but when fear is present, risk management is often abandoned. Stops are moved,
Position sizes change emotionally. Rules become flexible. The irony is clear. Fear of loss creates behaviors that increase losses. Professional traders do not rely on emotional courage. They rely on predefined risk. When risk is fixed, fear loses its power. Fear and overtrading. Fear does not always look like hesitation. Sometimes fear looks like overtrading. After missing a good move, fear of missing out appears. The trader enters late, then enters again, then enters again. This is fear trying to recover control. Overtrading is not confidence, it is anxiety disguised as action. An action taken from fear rarely ends well. Fear disrupts patience. Good trades require waiting. Waiting for confirmation, waiting for entry, waiting for outcome. Fear hates waiting. Fear demands certainty. It demands immediate resolution. As a result, traders enter too early, exit too soon, or avoid trades entirely. Patience disappears when fear is in control. The long-term damage of fear. The most dangerous effect of fear is not a single bad trade. It is long-term erosion. Confidence fades, decision-making weakens, trust in the process disappears. Eventually, the trader no longer knows what to follow, rules or emotions. At this stage, many traders quit, not because trading is impossible, but because fear has turned it into a constant mental struggle. Why strategy cannot fix fear. Many traders respond to fear by changing strategies. They believe a better system will remove emotional discomfort. It never does. Fear does not come from strategy. It comes from uncertainty and risk exposure. No strategy removes uncertainty. Only acceptance does. Until fear is addressed psychologically, no technical change will help. How professionals handle fear. Professional traders approach fear differently. They expect losses. They plan for discomfort. They define risk before entering. Because of this, fear has nothing to negotiate. Rules are followed not because of discipline alone, but because there is no emotional debate. Fear still exists. It just has no influence. Structure over emotion. The solution to fear is not motivation. It is structure. Fixed risk. Clear entry criteria. Predefined exit rules. Acceptance of probability. Structure removes decision-making under pressure. When decisions are made in advance, fear becomes irrelevant. Fear is a signal, not an enemy. Fear is information. It signals where rules are unclear. It reveals where risk is not accepted. It exposes emotional attachment to outcomes. Good traders do not fight fear. They design systems where fear cannot interfere. When fear is controlled, execution improves, consistency increases, confidence stabilizes. Fear destroys good trades only when it is allowed to decide. Control the process, and fear loses its authority. If this way of thinking about trading makes sense, subscribe for more content focused on discipline, risk, and emotional control.